Alright, bitch boys and bitch girls. That doesn't really flow off the tongue very well, does it? Alright, bitch boys and gonorrhea gals. That's better. It's demeaning, but it's better. It's an alliteration. Welcome back to Cute Bots, an artwod workout. Right, again, as always, I take the concept much further than what is required because that is how we improve, right? Exponentially or better in general, right? Cute Bots is a workout. Workouts are art. Artwod is a fucking online draftsmanship platform, right? Best for learning how to draw from imagination, yada yada yada. Whatever. The point is, you know, it's the fucking goat. If you don't at this point, it's probably because you haven't put the work in to make it the goat for you, right? But the best platform to learn how to draw with forms and drawing from imagination. But yeah, workouts and artwod essentially are applications of their fundamentals roadmaps, right? They're intro to drawing, intro to portraits, intro to figure, blah blah blah, onwards, right? Intro to environments, and they have workouts which are essentially still life, figure, and some other shit. Something. Yeah, I'm a great advocate for artwod, as you can tell. No, I'm just an unpaid shill. It's worse than the unpaid intern, but unpaid intern? That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, rambling aside, another ramble is in order. I wasn't gonna draw right now. I actually didn't feel like it whatsoever. And it may be a bit, I'm just gonna like add the bevels here because I realized I forgot, but it may be a bit egotistical. But one thing that actually made me be like, you know what, no, you gotta draw, is that there are people who don't know they exist yet, or that I exist yet, the fuck, that need me to continue, if that makes sense. There are, egotistically speaking, there's definitely millions of artists out there who don't know that they need my content, and who don't know that they need affirmations that hard work and effort and consistency are the only things that breed greatness. That's it. Patience. What is it? You work hard on something that you can get exponentially better at consistently. Okay, so you choose a skill, you get better at it, and you just wait. And while you wait, you simply put a lot of effort in and you just keep getting better at it, right? Now, in the domain, the skill of art, in this case right now, draftsmanship, there are people out there who don't know that they need this content, but what they need more than anything is for me to be consistent. So in my delusion of grandeur, I'm like, you know what? A, it doesn't matter how I feel. I got to put the work in. And B, there are going to be people out there who need me to put this work in as an affirmation that, hey, nothing occurs without putting the work in, right? And this is how we enjoy the work as well, of course. You have to enjoy the effort. So what is my role? What is my duty for today, right? For this drawing session? Make lots of fucking mistakes, put lots of effort not to make those mistakes, and enjoy the process regardless. Just enjoy the effort I make and enjoy the mistakes I make. And that's my call to action to you. Draw along. If you're still around at this point, get your fucking pen and pencil out, draw along. Sorry, pen and pencil, that doesn't fucking make any sense. Get your pen and paper out and draw along. I noticed that my click-through or whatever the fuck, my retention for these videos are ass. Most people only watch the first 30 seconds to a minute. I don't care. If you're here and you watch my content, you know that more than anything, I encourage you to practice your fundamentals, to how to enjoy those fundamentals, and to draw along. Keep me on the background. Give me retention. Anyways, okay. I think I found an angle I want to do this from. Ooh, this is a very difficult angle too. Let's get down to business. To defeat the Huns. There you go. Okay, see, I'm doing it a bit opposite because I want to see if I can do it opposite. And this is where, again, I mean, I'm a broken record, but I'm a broken record that needs to be consistently repeating the same thing. This is where visualization and remembering the forms will do me a lot of good, right? Constantly, just literally as much as I can, just trying to always keep the perspective in mind. Because that is... Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah, I can draw this, because... Is it gonna go over? No, it's not. We're gonna see the underside of this. Okay. I believe, at least. You know what? If this is a huge mistake, then this is a huge mistake. And that's something we have to deal with, right? You see my lines are also abysmal. I'm trying so hard to make them thin. Okay. Cool. So the frame of reference is that usually this is the frame of reference, right? This manipulated box, essentially, right? Very, very manipulated box with different interlocking parts. Here is usually this one, this one, this one, this one, whatever. Like this is our frame of reference. But now we don't have that frame of reference, right? So we have to, the only frame of reference we have is this, the proportion that I've established with this shape right here. So what we have is just the ability to visualize this box and the ability to calculate the angle for this perspective, right? This perspective right here. So obviously it's not going to be that angle because the actual hinge itself, it's more like this. It's way more, it's less steep. I don't know what the opposite of steep is. I don't know, narrow? That doesn't fucking make it. Whatever. The point is it's not steep. It's more diagonal. It's more like this. So that is what I need to calculate in perspective while seeing the box. Very important. And I forgot to add this last time. It has a little cylinder attached there. And now we just need to commit. That's all we can do is we just need to commit. So here I am. Committing. Okay. So yeah, it's just very steep, or the angle is very extreme. So I do see the underside of this. I just need to keep the perspective in mind at all costs and at all times. And that is the most difficult part. See? It's not bad, right? I mean, you guys can see it. It's actually more difficult for me because this thing's in the way. We got, this is what it sits on, right? The paper, this little stand. It's not really a stand, whatever. This thing that juts out. Yeah, I can't really see. Or like it just feels like an obstruction, funny enough. But again, the perspective is also very difficult, so we can't let go of that. And see, like this perspective is actually very difficult to do. Yeah, it's super difficult to do. Holy shit. Because it's so, nobody really draws in this perspective, right? I mean, in general, like people don't really practice this perspective. It's actually very good to practice this perspective. But in general, we don't really practice this steepness. But it is most definitely beneficial, right? Because like look how aware of the lines you have to be. And this is very classic foreshortening that happens with perspective as well, right? This is just something that happens with perspective when things are much narrower, when they're facing away from us, right? Like if we had a box like this and then we just kind of turned it a little that way, it would be like this, right? Same box, probably should have made a better box, but it's turned away, so I was like, oh, like same thing. Like if it's turned away that way, then it's, you know, we don't see as much of the front, the width. This is a horrible example. Pay attention to this example because the proportion's off here, but this one's a bit better. But you see, like this, these two widths, this is slightly narrower. I can't fucking speak. Narrower. How the fuck do you say that word? Right? Same thing here. And again, constantly just like it's already very off. Okay, I misaligned that too, which is a good thing. Again, we want to keep reinforcing to ourselves that these things are good. The best part is actually I'm getting the angle down a lot better because if this is the perspective, then this is the angle, right? So actually drawing this thing first helps a lot in knowing exactly where my shape should be, if that makes sense. Like I could just stop it right here. Like right there. See? And then it's angled like so, like this, the other attachment. It's basically this. Like this is where we are right now. This is what we've drawn. This base, this first thing, the second thing, and then this is like attaching through here, right? That's why that exists. But either way, let me just... And I am trying to visualize this as much as I can. Like again, I'm trying to be very transparent here. I'm so transparent. Oh my god, I'm transparenting so hard. But yeah, I'm trying to visualize everything here. I want to make that very clear. That doesn't mean I'm like extremely successful or anything. See, like because like I started with the top down, it's so disjointed, right? It's so disjointed. So yeah, that was a huge mistake, and that's something we can learn from. See, the lines are subpar. Everything is just garbage, right? But the proportion's a lot better here. It's a lot better here. That's something I can proudly say, that the proportions are a lot better. So again, right now the main issue, problem, whatever roadblock you want to call it, is just... Let me just fix my mic so my voice is nice and clear. But the main thing is obviously just the line quality, as well as consistently visualizing what it is that I'm trying to draw, right? Yeah, see? Perfect. Or not perfect, but if this is the box that we've placed this in, right? And this is the angle that we've essentially established, right? It's not as intense, right? Because it's all arbitrary. You know, if this was the box I was imagining, then it's a different angle. And if this was the box I was imagining, it's all different. It's all, it doesn't really fucking matter. The point is, I also shouldn't have drawn here because I was supposed to fucking use that space for this. Oh, whatever. This is gonna teach us proportion. We'll have to make do with this here, right? Yeah, we'll have to figure out an angle that we can do that works. God damn it, I'm a fucking idiot. Anyways, why the fuck did I do that? I was trying to make a point, but the point is, like, yeah, you know, it's just, I just drew an arbitrary box, but the point is to say that that's how I'm calculating the angles. Like, that's how I'm viewing the box, and that's how I'm calculating it. Obviously, this one was more like this. Yeah, see? Like, it was more like that. And then, there you go. And that's the opposite angle, so boom, you see? It's connected. These two are connected. This actually could have gone up a little bit higher. Right? There you go. But that's how this is connected from my understanding. And then we have this, which is just... Yeah, it's like a little connection here. This is, again, where my line quality needs to be good. And there you go. There you go. That's the shape. Let me just, so it doesn't take away from what I already drew, sort of highlight the base so you guys know like what's actually... I'm actually doing this for me because I can't even tell. But there you go. That's the base. And again, all just calculations upon calculations. There you go. And then bring it here. Just trying to see, so it's something like this. Right, there you go. There you go. Okay, let me rest my brain. No wait, I did forget some things. See, this is why I love how this is going to challenge my line quality, right? Because this is beveled. And obviously the bevel needs to be apparent, but right now it's just very shaky and messy. But it is beveled. That the other side we don't see the beveling because that's obviously going inward on the other side. This shape, obviously, I still need to not rush, because I know I understand it. Like, I know if I were to, at least I believe I understand it. This is going to be a little test to see if I actually do. But it's something like this, right? then we got these, and let's see, it's something like that's how it's attached. This is how this is attached. I actually, maybe I don't know it as well as I think, now that I think about it. Because if I look at the shape, what's happening there? So it's coming across like this. Okay, and then it's coming out, and then it's going back in. So it's like that? Interesting. It's very thin up here. So does that mean it's the same thing on the other side? Is that what it's like? Like this? Let me just zoom in. Maybe there's a need to simplify it. Something like this, right? Oh, okay, so it's outward on this side, I see. There you go. And this is actually a much, yeah, there you go. And then there is something like that. It's like a little indent. There's also this, which I don't really know if it's necessary. Just like a fucking little, I don't know, metal finishing of sorts. I don't know if I still need to figure out if that's the right shape or not. Or maybe I should just simplify it to just, like if this was the... It's probably best to just simplify it. And just to do something like, that, right? But there's no point to doing that, to be honest. Or it's like this, actually. I don't see a point to doing anything. I'm just thinking out loud here, don't mind me. Just trying to figure it out. Because we might as well simplify the shape slightly, right? So if I'm going to simplify it, then I should think it through. So if that's what it's like, then should I just get rid of that stupid thing? Might be best. Right? Something like that. That shape, but that's too simple. I do like the little bit of complexity that it adds. But I need to figure out what that is. Okay, so it's on an ellipse or a sphere that's cut like so. And then even more than that, it's like it's very small. Yeah, and then it widens out. That's the thing, right? It comes out and then it widens out. Yeah, and then we have these. Right, and then it comes out, and then this comes out as well. So it is something that is a bit wider. It's basically the front of this thing is like this. Right, and then it gets wider. Okay, that's nuance I can handle. Okay, let's draw it again. And this time I'm gonna have to draw it here, because clearly I fucked myself with this stupid shit. So nice. It's an exercise in proportion and visualization, which I appreciate. Okay, let's get rid of this, the reference. It's been 20 minutes and somehow I've only drawn bullshit. Okay, let me rest my brain and I'm gonna really, really, really try my best. And I say this every time, and let's see if this time it actually works or not. Okay, I need to do an angle that's difficult. Like that was pretty difficult. Yeah, these angles, pretty difficult, right? But hey, even the proportions are getting pretty consistent, which I'm proud of. But we just need to make sure the lines are a bit better. Okay, can I really fit anything here? Let's try like this. Yeah, let's try it like, if I do like this, then, okay, I think I can do that. But proportions have to be, okay, so I have to visualize the shit out of this. Wonderful, we get to use our brain and just kill it. So I have to visualize the shit out of this. Okay, so again, this is where ghosting comes into handy, I would say. This is where visualization obviously comes into handy. Maybe I should do it this way. Okay, let's give it a shot. If proportion's off, that's just something I've learned, right? So let's just give it a shot. Right? It's gonna be a bit smaller. Maybe I could make it a bit bigger actually. Yeah, we can make it a bit bigger. Cool. And then I need to visualize the center. So right around here is where I should draw it. This is amazing. My brain is hurting so much. Okay, so we got perspective established a bit better now. Right? Like, okay, so I can tell you what I'm trying to think of is like, while I'm drawing this, I'm literally just trying to visualize this entire thing. Okay, that's what I'm doing, if that helps. Like, I'm thinking of the box, right? So I'm thinking of this, but obviously, okay, let me make that a bit clearer. Yeah, I'm thinking of this, right? But scaled out as large as possible within the confines, or even a bit past the confines of this shape. I'm thinking of this angle, you know, while I'm visualizing, right? I'm calculating that angle. I'm thinking of this, right? Because I need to know the center. So I'm calculating that in my head as well. Well, that's a bit off perspective, but yeah, I'm calculating that. That's why you see me ghosting like this, right? And then I'm trying to think about, okay, like what's an even spacing between those two, right? So yeah, like, okay, like maybe here and here, they're even. So like essentially 4 quarters, right? And then where that is placed. All of that is what I'm thinking about right now. All those things, okay? And it's not as if I'm like able to consistently think of it, which is why I keep saying I need to kill my brain and I need to think hard, because I'm literally trying to visualize all of this in my mind, on the page, combination, whatever, right? Just however I can visualize, I'm just trying to calculate and visualize in order to see this to fruition, right? And to think about the logic of it as well. So that's what I think about every single time I draw, to the best of my ability. I want to make that clear as well. Right? So drawing is not a magic trick. It's very, 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 very purposeful thinking. Like extremely purposeful thinking. And very difficult thinking. Right? Now I think I made these too far apart. Now that I look at it, right? And that's an error, which is wonderful, because this is how we learn, right? Again, I will make hundreds and millions of mistakes consistently, and even if I perfect something, there will still be mistakes that I'll be like, damn, I didn't even make this mistake 50 times ago, but now I'm making it again, right? Sometimes when things become intuitive, other things become lazy in terms of your mental models. right? And now I really got to think about the angle again. Right? So I know I've already established this earlier, but to think about that while drawing is a completely different game, right? And that's why it's a beautiful game, because it's a difficult game and nobody else will play it but you. Okay, so I already did that. So I made a mistake here. I'm trying to think how I can fix this. Well, for this one, we'll just accept that mistake and we won't change it. Right? This is why our lines have to be very thin and very precise. And this is why it's very hard to see everything. Okay, like where is this box? Like I don't even, it's hard to even think about which perspective this box is located in. But I will try my best right now. Because again, like this is fucking with it. The fact that these have little divots is fucking with it. And again, like I'm losing, and the thing is my head is like slowly leaning into the page. So I need to also focus on keeping my head leaned back, like straight. Because I'm doing a little bit of this. I don't want that. I want to be like this, right? Yeah, I was like this. So we need to go back here. If the page is here, I was like this. We want to be like that. I personally do not want to be zoned in and zoomed in because that can lend way to losing focus, right? And you're gonna notice that why is this taking him so long? Why the fuck is he taking so long? Because it takes a lot of focus. And I'm specifically trying to visualize everything while I do it, right? That's the only reason anything ever takes long is because it takes a lot of focus. Okay? I hope it's very clear that all of this takes a lot of effort and focus. The outcome is not impressive, but it's not about the outcome. It's about the input. And the input is gargantuan amounts of effort. Right? See, that was a mistake. Because I didn't round it nicely. It was like this. So that was a mistake. I want to make very clear the process of the artist. Okay, so... Alright, so I believe I know the perspective for this. Yes. Maybe not. But let's just say it's converging, I guess. I just decided to converge it. And like again, while I'm doing this, while I'm drawing this, I'm still thinking about, I'm doing my absolute best to think about the entire shape, right? Because that's how I'm going to consistently make sure that I actually know what the fuck I'm drawing, right? There you go. This is twice as large, roughly. And yeah, I keep slightly leaning my head forward because my mind is like basically being like, bro, you gotta see this properly. Yeah. It's all part of the plan, but I don't know why I'm doing the accent. Totally have the Dragon Balls. There you go. That's better. Fucking, I love that bit. Okay, so that's, oh no, that's correct. That's correct. That's the right shape. There you go. Right? And now obviously I didn't need to draw that, and I shouldn't have drawn that because we're trying to there you go. Trying to see the angle, right? Basically this ends up, these two are basically the exact same. They ended up the exact same. But I personally feel as if this one's slightly better because even though things are slightly off, like this one's positioning is better and all that stuff. I feel like I understand and I'm thinking a lot harder, right? Which is actually what matters to me, is thinking a lot harder. But yeah, this is definitely off center, right? We can see that, and because it's so small, we can see like there's an actual difference. It's this is the difference. This right here, that's the difference. But when you draw small, and this is why I love that I'm drawing small, because it's teaching me about proportion, right? Okay, so again, what is the other angle? That angle, right? So we have to think like at what point does this need to, like right around there, right? So if I do the box in my mind, we have that, we also have this, so that's the middle. That's pretty good. Now don't forget, we also have the bevels. There you go. And talking this out loud helps quite a bit, I will say. Right? What type of box is this? What is the angle? It should be something like this. And yeah, my lines need a lot of work. As you can see, like I can't draw that well, right? I am subpar at best. And that is, no pun intended, the best part. I don't think that's a pun. Actually, I don't think that's a pun. But the point is, being garbage is good. Because if you were good, you don't have an opportunity to be garbage. I hope that makes sense. But basically what I'm saying is, it's boring to be good. Okay? It's boring to be able to do everything. You're not learning. You're never going to actually enjoy the wonders of learning. Oh, it's been half an hour now. Never going to enjoy the wonders of learning, because you're going to be constantly bored by what you can do. I mean, I know Kim Jong-il had said it as a joke, but he literally was like, now that I can draw everything, I'm kind of bored. I mean, even he couldn't draw everything, and he loved drawing. I think people obviously underestimate the amount of volume it takes to get good as well. Right? They think, oh, I'll just do it for, I don't know, like how's the best way to explain this? People usually think, from what I've noticed, like, oh, I'll just draw a specific concept or practice a concept 4 or 5 times max, right? And then I'll get it down. That's what people usually do, right? I don't mean people think, I'm not talking about volume in the sense of like how much you do overall. I'm talking about how much you do of a specific thing that is a fundamental to your learning process, right? Like this is fundamental. Like this is teaching, like, and the thing is, it's also about what you focus on. Like I'm focusing on line, I'm focusing on perspective, I'm focusing on form, I'm focusing on angles and very complicated forms within a fucking box in my mind in perspective, right? So that focus is lending way to accelerated growth. And it's also, I'm putting a lot of effort in, but the thing is, you might, I guess I'm calling somebody out here, but you might be like, okay, this is enough. Like I've done a page of this. For me, I'm gonna do another page and another page and another page until I get this entire hinge down. And then I'm gonna apply what I've learned from the concepts this hinge has taught me in terms of line quality, spatial reasoning, proportion, and how hinges can actually be interconnected in each other to another 50 to 60 to 70 hinges that I designed by myself. And that's just hinges. That's not counting pivots. That's not counting ball and joints. Okay, that's not even counting ideating on mech designs, right? That's why I'm saying this will take me at least 6 to 8 months. And I always tend to put a large time frame, and then I always end up meeting that time frame way before than I realized, right? So that comes down to deliberate practice. And if you don't deliberately practice, and if you don't actually stick with understanding a concept until you really, really, really understand it, you're never going to get better. Okay? Oh, okay, that's a bit facetious. You're never going to get better efficiently. And I think everybody wants to get better efficiently, right? If you don't give a shit about drawing art, get the fuck off my channel. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Literally, what are you doing here? Go draw your doodles. I mean, if you like listening to my commentary, stay, right? And I'm sure this anybody who doesn't really like drawing art, but I guess has other things that they like doing in their life, this advice still applies. Like, you can't just do something once, twice, even 5 times and be like, I got it. You got to do it at least 50 times, 100 times, 200 times to be like, okay, I'm starting to grasp just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this concept. But that's all I have to say. I mean, you don't have to listen to me now. You can listen to me 10 years from now when I'm still getting better and I'm still becoming really, 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 really good. And I'm still saying the same shit. Then there might be merit. There might be, I don't know why I keep doing this, but whatever. There might be merit to what he says. But yeah, let me rest my brain. And I encourage you to do the same. I love cold water. I fucking love cold water. But yeah, you see how like these proportions are relatively similar, but this one, in my opinion, is much better. Much more accurate. Actually, this has gotten a lot better in my drawings. Oh, well, I forgot to do this. Yeah, forgot to, well, it's fucked up now, but I forgot to add the little hingeroonie. And I guess we might as well, wait, which direction was it in? Oh, okay, cool. We might as well add this as well. There you go. Kim Jong-un did always say that it's the tiny details that made a difference. Funny enough, Peter Han, like a year ago, it's 2025, October 17th, no, 27th today, right? There was a stream that came out sometime in the summer around May, and Peter Han was basically just talking in that stream, and he was just like, I need to slow down my voice, I need to slow down my thoughts, because anybody who knows him knows that he speaks very fast, he articulates very, very well, very fast, right? And he draws very fast, but he was like, for him, it feels like a detriment because he's always been fast and he feels as if he makes his decisions too quickly. And he's like, I can keep adding small details. So funny enough, at his level of proficiency, he's just vibe arting, like fucking vibe coding. But when you actually get so good that you just feel it out, and that's basically what any skill learning is, right? When you're when you're a virtuoso, is your mind doesn't need the rules because your mind spent a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades fucking drilling the rules, right? And just trying to break past the rules. So yeah, it's very, very inspirational. And honestly, just where we're all heading. Dude, I fucked myself with this stupid little box. I don't know I don't know which direction to fucking draw my shit in. This shit. I don't know. It's fucking, oh, whatever. Somehow it's already been 40 minutes and I've drawn 2 things. I actually don't know how that happened. Am I talking too much? Am I not thinking enough? Whatever. Okay, maybe we'll draw bigger here, so we know that we can draw bigger. But what perspective do I want? You know what? We'll do it like this. There you go. This should be sufficiently large. That's pretty big. That's much bigger than it. That's like what I did here, right? So that should be pretty good. But yeah, I talk all this shit, and it's not really shit, it's just the truth. But I want to let everybody know that there'll always be a million things I don't know how to do, right? Who knows if I'll ever actually be able to get into painting, right? Because I'm very autistic. I love to just focus on one thing at a time, right? And my limited understanding of autism tells me that's what all autists like to do. Like for me, hold up, I'm thinking right now. I'm doing this again. This right here. I'm doing this calculation again where I'm doing the cross section in my mind while putting those hinges and those manipulator boxes out, right? So yeah, for me, it's just about let's get really good at one thing or a series of things within that one thing and then just go off on it. But I know there's a million things I don't know. But the thing is, I think I can confidently say up to this point what I have done is based on things that I have learned to know, right? And it's not my advice. I like to continue to reiterate this as often as I can, but it's not my advice. It's the advice of people much better than you and I, okay? And that's something that we all need to put our pride aside and genuinely accept and try to internalize, because we're never gonna get better if we don't actually take advice from people better than us, right? And yeah, there is that thing, like, take the advice of people and take what's useful to you. So anything that's useful to me when it comes to learning about form and understanding of form, I will take. Anything that currently isn't useful to that, I will either keep in the background or I will disregard, right? And That's how it should be. I mean, many artists have said that. Many artists have. This is way too big. I mean, this is too small actually. Like it's too wide. So you see, like I'm obviously having difficulty doing proportion in a much wider landscape. So now this has to be a lot bigger, right? This little semi-sphere, which I guess I'm gonna have to put the semi-sphere cut out because we shouldn't even be able to see it right now. But hey, mistakes have been made, right? And then we got let's see, what is this like? Ugh. Something like that. Right. Gotta keep thinking about the perspective, obviously. That's the one thing you can never let go of, your perspective skills. There you go. Something like this. See, and I'm trying to visualize this as well. I'm trying to visualize the entire thing. And again, like visualize as in trying to vaguely keep it in my mind, trying to keep the box in my mind, trying to recall everything that I've learned thus far. You know, trying to keep my lines decent, right? They're not amazing, right? There's a lot. There's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it. But okay, and then we gotta visualize the actual little screw shape in here. Make sure it's in line with what I've already established. Right, make these lines relatively clean. Make sure to follow the perspective. Keep thinking about the box. Do your best to rotate it while you think about the box, right? Like again, I do try every now and then. It's so fucking difficult because there's already so much to think about. But I do try every now and then to consistently rotate this in my mind. So it's like I just know what it's like in different perspectives, right? And that's, say it with me now, a skill. And it's a learnable skill because skills are learnable. The talent is all bullshit. Don't fucking anybody who tells you that it's all talent probably has never worked for a decade on anything in their life. Okay? And I'm sure again, like I'll challenge those conceptions as well, right? Like, cause people will be like, oh, but you'll never be the fucking best of the best. Like, you know what? That's cool. Okay? But how will I know until I try? Right? How will I know until I dedicate my life to the entire process of trying to become the best? Yeah, sure. When I'm 95, I'd be like, I wasn't the best, but I was incredibly fucking good. I was really, really, really good. And it was very, very, very satisfying to work my ass off to get really, really good. Damn, but I wasn't the best. But I'm literally still in the top percentile by all accounts, right? And the work that I've done has impacted millions. I'm thinking about my channel and me, of course. But and it all applies to everybody else too. Okay? Hard work never goes unwasted. Only losers say that it goes unwasted because they've never worked hard. And if they have worked hard, then they need to appreciate their hard work. Okay? So either way, your hard work matters, despite your mindset. And that can be trained too, with hard work. You see, it's all fucking positive feedback loop. You can work hard, and you can really be proud of the hard work that you do. You 100% can. I believe in you. Right? If you couldn't, you wouldn't be here, listening to this content, wanting to work hard. Right? Not that this content is the fucking bastion of hard work, but at least I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Right? You can do anything you set your mind to, except draw clean lines like me, apparently. I'm being sarcastic, of course. These are fucking horrendous lines. And, you know, this is where the mindset comes in, and that's a good thing. Because horrendous lines... And see, I actually, like, fucked up the perspective a little bit, because this is right, but this wasn't right, right? But we fixed it now, because, like, that's right. But now you can see, like, it's wider here, thinner here, because this is so slightly off, right? But now again, like, what am I thinking of? Thinking about the box, thinking about this, right? The angle. So we need to make this centered. And yeah, proportions are wonky, and that's okay, right? I personally wanted to fill up the entire page today, but maybe I'll be able to do it. But even if I don't, I'll just spend the next episode, i.e., tomorrow's practice. I'll fill up this page as much as I could, and then we'll move on to the next one. One mental blocker I have, and this is purely because it's a fucking channel, is like it's a YouTube channel or whatever, is that my mind wants to have each quote unquote episode be ending cleanly. So like I don't want to have the thumbnail be and this is gonna sound so stupid. I don't want the thumbnail to be like an empty page, or like an empty page with a few drawings. You know what I mean? I want it to be like this thing where it's full like this, right? But that's actually fucked my practice over. So that's something I'm getting rid of in terms of my mindset, right? And this is purely like a YouTube fucking brain rot thing, you know, where it's like, oh, it's not gonna be a good thumbnail. But who gives a fuck about the thumbnail? People are gonna be watching this shit regardless, right? If I'm thinking in decades, which I am, then I have to think about my content in decades as well. Nobody's gonna care if there's not much going on, because once they click on the fucking episode, keep me on the background, give me retention, they'll be like, oh wow, this is top tier content, right? So I think this is okay proportionally. I mean, again, I've been trying very hard to visualize all of this as I go about it, right? And we cannot forget the bevel. Oof. See, this is why my line work needs work. What a pun. It's not a pun. But let's see. And then this is thinner, because I know it's thinner. And then we have, oh yeah, we have this. It's all the same size, but I guess right now I'm not doing that. There you go. We'll tease the other side, because in perspective, that's all you see. And then we draw these little cutouts here, which again, I try to visualize to the best of my ability. You see my lines are so shoddy, right? In this angle. And that's another thing I want to say. Like, and this is things I'll always repeat, because this is all I think about when it comes to art, right? It's just, if you don't have something to improve, then you might as well not draw. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, wait, let's look at this upside down. Let's see if there's any perspective issues. Yeah, this is actually pretty decent. You know what? Considering I've been drawing such larger proportions, this isn't bad. So clearly, like I'm getting better at just making things proportioned relatively accurately, right? So this is good progress. This is really good progress. What was I saying? Is that if you don't have something to improve, you have two options. Don't draw, because you don't have anything to improve. Therefore, there's no point in even drawing, because drawing is all about learning, right? So that's not an ideal option. What's the next option? Improve your eye, right? Improve your understanding of what is good objectively, because there are things and rules that make things good objectively, right? And then subjective being like flow and passion and color and expressiveness and all that other gay shit. But before we get to the gay shit, we must be very rigid, very hard, very girthy, and only then can we pop out of this socket like a pimple ready to burst into flamboyance. Right, there's an image for you. That was a disgusting image. That made me cringe. Right, I just imagine Freddie Mercury jumping out of a pimple. And him, because you know he's very stereotypically flamboyant. But anyways, what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, work hard, I guess. I don't know. Let me rest my brain. Let me fucking rest my brain. Please do so as well. Oh no, what I was trying to say is, what the fuck was I trying to say? It's always the same shit about growth mindset, learning to love art, putting in effort, right? What the fuck else do I ever talk about when I'm drawing? Apart from talking about that and then being like, oh god, I can't concentrate, I wonder why. No, it's a skill, don't you understand? Drawing while talking is a skill, of course. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw another one here of this, and then next time, tomorrow, I'm just gonna fill the rest of these pages, trying to really break down these shapes again. And then we actually might add this shape in, because for me it's just about really getting it down. Like, and I feel as if I'm definitely getting the angles down. We'll draw it in this angle again. Actually, that was a very difficult angle. So if I can get that down, right, I should be not ready, but I should be better prepared to tackle the next step, which is this shape. Right, that's what this is, because it's coming down like this. So yeah, this is a very complicated hinge. When I can draw the entire thing, you guys gonna be like, what the fuck, bro? That is a hinge, but goddamn, I didn't take in how complicated it would be. Well, that's why we break it down. Right? That's why we break it down. Oh, that was a mistake. Let's just leave this. Oh yeah, let's. There you go. See, I obsess over these thin lines because if Peter Han can do these lines, if Kim Jong-il can do these lines, if Kawa Kopinski can do these lines, right? If Katsuya Terada can do these lines, if Jaquan Park can do these lines, if they can do it, I can do it. And more than anything, why shouldn't I be able to do it? I don't have, thank fucking goodness, anything crippling me or disabling me. I do have this fucked up pinky though. I do have this fucked up pinky. But apart from the pinky, which I don't need to draw, there's nothing really stopping me from achieving these lines apart from, let me do it again. I love doing this. Apart from effort, time, consistency. Oof, I'm gonna nut from those words. I'm gonna fucking nut from those words. And you should too. Because that's all we can do. Nut and continue. Alright. Yeah, we'll do a different version of that angle. Okay, this should be very difficult. You see, I also like starting from this shape because it forces me to think about the perspective. And that's always difficult. Right? Yeah, that's always difficult. I think I did change the perspective without meaning to, but it's okay. We'll just... do something like that. And then we can do this. Wait. I don't want to fuck it up. Oof, yep, I'm thinking about the box. I'm trying to see the entire thing. Okay, I just for a second saw the entire thing, so we have to capitalize on that. There you go. Yeah, just for a second I saw the entire thing. Very, very small second. And it might be completely off now, but for a moment, I did see it. And that's what matters. Right? I can't. Oh, fuck. I wanted to play the latest piano piece I was learning to you guys. Maybe I'll play a little bit. I've already forgotten a little bit of it, but you know what? That'll be the treat for those who stay till the end of this episode. Right? Is I'll play the piano piece I learned, and I think you'll all like it. I mean, if you play piano, I'll say this: it's Waltz in A minor by Chopin. Right? Nope, I fucked up the angle. I fucked it up, but it's okay. It's okay. We can just keep going. Yeah, I fucked it up. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying? I'm gonna keep trying. What the fuck? I'm going to try. I'm gonna keep trying. Is that a sentence? No, I'm gonna try to keep going. I think that's what I was trying to say. Threw myself for a loop there. Okay, so yeah, I definitely fucked up the perspective. But it's okay. Go. Okay, because we can just bring this down a bit further. Again, just trying to see that fucking box. Oh, should have made this a bit bigger. It is technically a bit bigger in the reference. Not technically, it's objectively bigger in the reference. What the fuck is the point of being technical? It's objectively bigger. But, and again, while I'm drawing this, I'm trying to see it in my mind from different angles, right? Really, really, really trying to think about the box, trying to think about the angles, trying to make my lines decent as well, but you know, it's always a work in progress. Right, I would love to be able to, not love, I would love to be able to consistently work on just doing that and not having to slow down. But hey, sometimes it's just the way I hold my pen too. Clearly I can do it, right? But yeah, anyways, let's see. Okay, so there you go. It's like a little attachment, and then okay, see, like this is where I fucked up the box, because it really isn't that much. Like if this is my perspective, right? This is basically the angle I've chosen. It's not much. It should have been more. It should have been like this, like that. It's subtle. Yeah, honestly, it should have been more like that, actually. I know it's super subtle, but it makes a difference when it comes to this, because if you think about it, when things are more angled or less steep, they're closer together versus it feels like this, right? But let's say we have the same spacing. Okay, my point doesn't make any sense anymore. Ignore all of this. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a fucking idiot. Whatever. I said watch me become great, not watch me increase my IQ. Gosh darn it. You're trying to make a point. Turns out you're just retarded. There you go. Fucking dinky ass. Oh, there you go. Dinky ass lines. And let's see. This comes down here, and then we go over there. So it is. Yeah, that's basically where it comes out from. It's just. There you go. Cool. Well, I made it fucking too thin again at the top, which is fine. It's what it is. This is how we learn. Okay, so if that's the box, it's coming down from there, so... Yeah, the angle is definitely off. Like, without a doubt, it is off. And these lines, I need to work and be a bit more, a bit slower, right? But the angle is definitely off, for sure. But hey, we can still connect it. Right around there, right? If it's like this, we can bring it relatively steeply back like so. And we can connect it. Or it doesn't even have to be as, it can be proper, like the one that connects to this. I'm still proud of myself for really trying. Right? I'd say about like a good 70 to 80% of the time, I'm genuinely trying to visualize as much as I can. Okay, so that was a mistake. That should have been further out. And I think that's all I can do. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else I can do apart from try. And that's all I tell you guys to do as well. And yes, tell, not encourage, but tell, because I'm an authority figure. There you go. Okay, and the bevels, right? See, this is a great, again, I love this shit because it's such a good practice for my lines. There you go. And the thing is, like, I know I could do it out here and it'd be the exact same thing, but I don't want to. I want to make it hard for myself. Right. There you go. And okay, so again, if that's the case, and it's like that, then, well, in this case, it's actually just cutting through like this. So it would have been something like that, and that's where the second part of the hinge is, right? But it's Gucci in the Poochie. We are learning. And that's what I'm happy about, is that I'm learning. And that's a beautiful thing. I can just keep telling myself everything I do is an error, and my brain will just be like, okay, we got to get better at this then if it's an error, right? Cool. Obviously, we're only ever seeing one side right now. I'm sure I can fix that with different perspectives. But huge mistake, obviously made a, like, if we look at it, like, look at this, like, it's really not angled. If anything, like, it's so barely angled, right? Again, like, it just looks like it's in perspective, you know, because this is the perspective, right? Like, it's so slight, actually. So I really did fuck that up. This one's better. This one actually isn't. Like, this is off perspective. And again, when I use these words like, oh, it's so bad, blah, blah, I don't actually feel that it's bad. I think this is fucking amazing, right? This is just the way I speak, right? It's hyperbolic. It is, yeah, it's just how a 28-year-old man speaks, I guess. It's just a fucking just dickhead language, dickhead lingo, right? But is my mic still on? Okay, cool. But yeah, that was a great practice session. I just assumed it'd been an hour. Okay, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I feel like I really have understood the shape a lot better. Obviously, the biggest things right now are keeping the angle and the proportions consistent. But overall, it's not bad. I think this is the effort I've put in is good. I have been trying to consistently visualize while I speak, which is, again, a skill I'm working on, right? I want to be able to keep talking while I visualize like that. I think that's a very powerful skill, is to, personally for me, to be able to draw and really just see as much as I can while I'm speaking. It's like fucking two different things happening, or like technically 10 different things happening at once with how much I have to think about. But I personally think, right, if I start learning the skill now, I've been practicing it for basically a year, right? So I'm basically a baby. But imagine 10 years from now when I'm drawing some god tier shit and I'm still talking, right? I think that's an entertainment in of itself. It's like, oh my god, he's so good. How's he doing it? 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50 years of just consistent practice. It's a very simple and not easy answer. It's the simple answer. But my random tangents aside, anyways, this was fun. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm just gonna fill the rest of this with probably practicing these two shapes in conjunction. Or honestly, I might just do more of these. Like I literally just might do more of these, or just practice drawing these two in the same angle. You know, we'll see. I don't even mind. I don't really give a shit about drawing over as well. I might just use this green pen right here, right? Because this line is pretty fucking prominent. So I could literally just use this, and it definitely goes over these other things, right? Or like it'll definitely take precedent over the black. I don't know how that worked, but the green is just really bright, saturated, I guess. But yeah, anyways, I hope you put a lot of effort in. I hope you really tried to the best of your ability, because I certainly did. I consistently kept trying as much as I could, right? Some days I do better, some days I quote unquote do worse, but I keep trying, and that's all that matters. So with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money. Thank you.